guys, it's Sarah, and I am here making another page kit layout. Now, this is a page kit that I put together earlier this year, and I am finally getting them all made. So it's been really great. So this one is going to feature a huge turtle. This is a turtle that we saw at the um, Science Museum in Lubbock, Texas. I'm trying to remember the name of it. I think it's called the Spectrum Science and Spectrum Museum, maybe. It's a big like children's science museum in Lubbock, and we went when we lived in Clovis, New Mexico, because we were about an hour and a half away from Lubbock, and that was, if we ever went big shopping like Target, Costco, you know, um, a big mall, like all that kind of stuff, we would have to drive to Lubbock to do that, and that's also where the airport was. So we drove to Lubbock quite a bit when we lived in New Mexico because we lived, Clovis is a small town, so um, this was just one of our trips that we went, and we took the girls to this museum because we'd heard really good things about it, and it really is a cool museum. So if we ever end up back in New Mexico, we'll probably go back to that museum, definitely. It was a lot of fun. And we took pictures of this guy because he's huge, and he was just chilling, and in the bottom one, he's looking right at me as I took a picture, and he was really cool. We sat there for probably like 10 minutes just watching him. He was really neat. So I'm going to make this layout about him here today. So I pulled a lot of greens out of this one, so he ended up going really nicely with this, obviously because he's green. So I really like the green and the grays that I have going on here. It goes nicely with his picture. And I went ahead and matted my photos on white cardstock, and I put down all of those, what are those called? Scraps. Like, what are those called? My brain is not turning on right now. Scrap pieces of paper. So I really like the way everything is kind of laying right now. And then I put down this right here, which I really like as well, as a nice strip. And then I have this little piece. I'm just trying to use up some of my little things. Now I have that lovely down there, but I think I'm going to take it out. I don't think I end up using that one because it's just a little bit too big for what I need, because I don't have anywhere to do my journaling. I have these things I want to put down, so it was just a little bit too big and wasn't really going to go with the feel for this. So I decided I'm going to do my journaling on this little card here that says notes. So I will use that, and then I'm just trying to figure out where I'm going to put that gray grid paper. I'm going to definitely use it. I just don't know if I want to use it on the side or on the bottom or what I'm going to do. So I'm going to have to think on that for a second. Sorry for my head. My camera was back a little bit farther than I normally have it. So, and then I actually end up having to come back later that day. I didn't, or actually, this is a different day. I have a different shirt on. Look at that. Yeah. So I think I had worked for a little bit, and then I had to go do something, and I couldn't get back to my desk. So I had to come back the next day and finish it. But and now my head should not be in here too much, hopefully, because I think my camera was at a better angle. But I did end up putting that grid down at the bottom, and then I'm going to use these green thickers here, and my title is just going to be Turtle. I don't remember what his name was. I think he had a name that they had posted, but I didn't take a picture of it, so I didn't know what his name was. So I'm just going to put Turtle with these green thickers, and then it's going to fit nicely down there on that grid paper. I like the way that it stands out against that. And so I have this little carousel sticker. That's not going to work. I had pulled it, originally when I pulled this page kit, but it's just not going to work out. It's not the look I'm going for here. So I do have these green doilies that I'm going to use. I'm going to clean up the edges a little bit because I had cut these out of a really large pattern paper, just full of different colored doilies images on it. So I cut them down to be able to use them on different layouts instead of using it as one large, background paper or anything. So I have 2 full ones and a half, so I'm going to go ahead and just clean up the edges here. And I am going to start putting some more of these little scraps down here too as well, because I had that one there and that I hadn't put down, and then I will start adding the doilies here. And then this little thing says discover and explore, which was perfect for a science museum, definitely, right? And then I'm going to go ahead and put down my title, and I'm going to start from the end of the word because I want it to be flush with the edge of this paper here. So I'm going to start putting them down. The grid was a little bit crooked, so I'm going to straighten it out a second here. It's okay. Everything's fine. I know every time I pull things up, you guys have heart attacks. It's fine. Everything's fine. It's so funny. Sometimes I do too. A lot of the times I'm holding my breath while I pull things up, and I'm hoping that it doesn't rip anything too bad. But we haven't been, I've been lucky so far. So, okay, so I'm spelling out my title here, and then since I do have that empty space right next to it, it's going to be the perfect place for this little half doily. So I'm going to have that coming out. And then the large one is going to go on the right-hand side here. And then the notes is going to go right there. I'm going to cut it down a little bit so I don't have so much on the sides there. And then I can put that there, and that can be my journaling area. And then I have this tag as well. I don't need the whole thing, so I'm just going to cut off the top and then have it kind of sticking out from the left-hand side here. I'm just trying to use what I pulled as much as I can. I'm trying to use these ampersands up. Those were from Freckled Fawn, and I got them so long ago when Freckled Fawn was still doing, like monthly embellishment kits and stuff. They don't do those anymore, but I had blue and pink ones that I'm just trying to get through. I'm not sure if I have used them all already or not. Maybe. I'm getting close to using them all. I just have them in my die cut pack now, but... All right, and I had two little puffy leaves that went really nicely, so I put them right above my notes there too. So as you can see, I don't use absolutely everything I pulled for this kit because I did not have a plan for this one, I don't think. And so I don't use absolutely everything, but I use most of it, which is nice. So, all right, I'm putting down my enamel dots here, and I'm going to put down this flare badge that has really great colors that go with the layout here. The only thing is that I think there's some red in it, and that's, there's no other red on the thing, but that's okay. Everything else looks nice. A little pop of red never hurt nobody. Okay, and now I'm going to go ahead and do my journaling and just talk about how cool he was. And, we sat there and watched him for a while. So that was neat. And so I'm just journaling about how cool it is. I love turtles. They are just, I think, one of the coolest animals. We actually had a turtle outside in the street in front of our driveway one day here. I think it was sometime last year, and I had to go out and save him because I didn't want him in the middle of the road. So we got him into the grass and kind of turned him toward somewhere safe he could go. But it was pretty cool. So, all right, that's going to be it. That's my layout. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please let me know if you guys have any questions at all, and I will see you again soon. Have a great day, guys. Bye.